yard drains and agricultural drainage systems. This is the cancer of the drainage community. Iron ochre. We're seeing more and more of it, and it's really becoming a problem. I want to raise public awareness, and I want all my DIYers to be looking for it, because this is bad news, and you got to handle it right. If you have it, there's certain things you can do as far as that goes. But my rep, James from Boffman Tile, when he forwarded this picture, he got my attention. He knew I was looking to do a piece, and I wanted to be at ground zero in the trenches with some ditchers looking at this problem on the farms. I want to thank Diggin' Dave for allowing me to spend an afternoon with his crew, and I also want to give a special shout out to both Chris Arnold and Matt Short for putting up with me and letting me do some video for you guys. So while I'm in Coldwater, Scott's going to be holding down the fort. Jen's going to be holding down the fort as far as in the office for me, which I greatly appreciate. And Scott's going to be taking care of business, as always, with his crew. Meanwhile, I have Brian out meeting with customers, chasing down all kinds of yard drainage problems. And when I get back, we're going to go through them, do the designs, and get right back out there. Getting access like this is not easy. It's hard to get an invite as a stranger, which I totally get that. When Scott has somebody job shadow him, it's not something he looks forward to typically, because you're guaranteed to always get in the way. You can't help it. It's just the way it goes. But Diggin' Dave's, he is a friend of my rep James, and he's allowed me this luxury to see at ground zero firsthand what iron ochre is doing on the farms. I know what it's doing in the yard drains, and I see this problem more and more, especially over the past 5 to 6 years. And we're having to do certain things differently to combat it, and I want to see how they're handling it out on the farm. And I was super surprised to find out just how much stuff overlaps from yard drainage to tile and farm fields. It's really, really incredible. I can actually say the two biggest differences, really, the only differences I kind of see is the equipment's bigger and the playground's bigger out on the farms, and that's about it. So we're going to put our minds together, see if we can come up with a better way of taking care of this iron ochre. Meanwhile, Scott's back in Shelby, Michigan, putting in a yard drain system, and Brian's running his beat, putting together a bunch of jobs on the calendar out in front of Scott. I'm so excited to do this field report. It's something that I've been trying to get an invite to for some time, and I just have to say thank you, Scott, for allowing me the luxury of going cross state to check this out, to learn more about what the ag district is doing, so that maybe together we can at least slow it down. It seems like there's no cure for it, because it is the cancer of the yard drainage and the farm drainage community. When I arrived, I could not believe what I was witnessing. This was like a landmine. This field here was just randomly filled with iron ochre. As soon as they cleared one area, and for no rhyme or reason, you'd have a clear run. It could be as long as 200, 300, 400 feet, and you'd be right back into another area where the pipe, the drain tile, was just plugged with the iron ochre. There you can just see it after they broke it loose, pouring into this creek. It was just amazing. It was, I mean, the reality of just how bad this is on the farmlands. I've seen it in basement footer tile. It's really, really becoming a problem there. I mean, this takes out drain tile if not caught early. And once you know you have it, you have to be vigilant. So they cleared out one of the tile lines. You can see that it's now finally flowing water. You can see the iron ochre just pouring into the creek. It's nasty. It's like a jelly. It's a bacteria. It's a combination of things. It's when iron in the soil is mixed with the bacteria and water and air. That's the recipe for this mess. And it's every bit of that. It's actually so bad that builders won't dig basements where they know ahead of time that there's iron ochre. They'll just tell the homeowner, if you want to build in the site, let's not dig a basement. Let's just build it on a slab or crawl space because I don't want you dealing with this. This stuff is relentless, and it's going to be a routine jetting probably every few months if you want to keep your tiles around your basements clean. Some of you viewing this know what I'm talking about. Unfortunately, if you were the recipient of a home that has this, and usually you didn't know it at the time of purchase, that's for sure. Most people don't. You can see all the areas that have been dug up, cleared, jetted, and here I'm going to take you over to the problem. Look at the big gap between the tiles that are plugged with the iron ochre. So here's the area they're working. You can see the standing water on the farm. This is a problem. This is a really, really big problem. I just couldn't believe how much of it there was. And from what I heard, they're dealing with it all the time. Once they open up this tile line, that will dry out. This field will flow water. There's still one more area to break clear, and I'm going to show you what it entails and what these guys go through on a daily basis.
Very cool.
What was absolutely amazing was how well the GPS systems work. This is known as a tile plow, and they put in this tile 7 years ago. They have the GPS mapping, and right now Chris Arnold is watching the GPS mapping, and he's following this line so that it's easier to uncover. I don't know what you would do without this technology. I have no idea what the old timers did. Chris Arnold, veteran tiler. He's been working with Diggin' Dave's for, I believe, 8 years now. He was showing me the ropes, explaining to me a bunch of different things that they do in order to find this iron ochre and clear it with the water jet. The jetter, I believe, goes up to 3,500 psi, and I witnessed it at 1,700 psi, clearing out the Boffman 4-slot staggered, and let me tell you, that tile held up to that pressure with no problems. I was impressed. Alright, that's the GPS screen that Chris Arnold is watching. You're going to see Matt Short go by with his Komatsu excavator. These guys were quite a team. I was impressed. These guys worked methodically. They worked smarter, not harder. I really liked spending time with these guys.
That was 7 years ago, I think. 6 years.
That's amazing. That is just amazing.
All right, so Chris Arnold and Matt Short, they've been at this for a couple days. They sent that picture to my rep the day prior, and I jumped in my truck the following morning and I headed out to their farm. So here you can see their tile plow, and they got their excavator. Chris Arnold swinging that excavator like it's an extension of his body. You can tell he's been in that machine, spent a lot of time doing tile repair. You can see the water that is sitting on this farm. The only way you're going to get that water out is to find all the blockages, to clear all the iron ock, and that is it. So it's tedious, it's frustrating, it's relentless, because as soon as you clear one, then you have sometimes hundreds of feet, and you'll be right back to another location for no rhyme or reason, and it's full of this jelly, this iron ock. Look at that farmland. I mean, this farmer lost acres and acres that couldn't be farmed because it's underwater. It's just not going to drain, full of the iron ock. Right now, between that water and where Chris Arnold is digging, we know there's a block.
Getting close.
As Matt Short is in the trench spotting for Chris Arnold, these guys work as a team. Matt could see where the tile was. He can see the witness mark from when the tile plow put the tile in 7 years ago. I was impressed. These guys knew what they were doing, and I was having a lot of fun watching them do what they do.
I think it said 3 feet 7 inches, but
You're 3 feet now, so you're close. See the soil when it starts to roll like that, you're within 4 inches.
wow.
Like 2 of them. There it is. You exposed it that last scoop.
Man, surgical.
That's pretty close.
You did real good.
Going up.
So, can you line it up? That hole?
Yep.
All right, so let's go see how Scott and the boys are doing. They're running a double barrel system with Boffman's new yard drain pipe, the high octane. We're using a larger aggregate with the Boffman high octane. We have to get the most out of this pipe. This pipe has the largest inlets. Literally any sediment that happens to get into the system will wash right through these inlets. That's how large they are. We're using 1.5 inch aggregate, nice round rock. This pipe here, it was made to order. I talked to my rep James and I said, For yard drains, we just need more inlet. We have a lot of sheet water that we're dealing with. I know the farmers want the water gone quickly too, but there's a big difference if water's hanging around for a few hours on a farm and when water hangs around for a few hours in a residential backyard. People have to let their dogs out. Of course, once it quits raining, the children, they want to go out and play. So we have to have a yard drain tile. We have to have a pipe like the Baughman High Octane to where it takes in the water so quick you never ever get a chance to even see it puddle. They finally made a yard drain pipe and I couldn't be more excited and more happy. We are going to show you how to install this pipe. Me and Scott are currently using it right now so that we can get information to you, the DIY. This pipe has 17 square inches of inlet per linear foot, and you are not going to find that anywhere. Baughman Tile is the industry leader in strength, reliability. They have the heaviest single wall pipe, and they have the pipe with the most inlet, period. So as you see Scott running his mini loader back and forth, building the yard drain. So as we continue to R&D the Baughman High Octane, just so that we can give you guys the instructions to how to make this pipe perform its absolute best. The guys are in the back right now coring a storm drain catch basin. It's tedious. If you're doing it right, it takes a lot of time. You got to be careful. You don't want any fracture cracks. Okay, so I'm going to take you in the backyard. You're going to see Scott. He's acting as a spotter while Francisco is coring. If he starts to see Francisco's making it to the other side of the catch basin, he's going to tell him to hold up. These guys work methodically as well. You have to work as a team. You have to really respect whether this is a county drain or if it's just Macomb Township drain. Either way, you are liable if you mess this up. So here you see Francisco. He's running the core drill. Scott, he's acting as a spotter. These guys, they work as a team.
Nothing. Nice. Nice. Beautiful.
Now one more next to it. Now, if we got doubles in here,
Yes, sir. Double barrel, baby.
these two are going to have to lie together and these two are going to have to lie.
That's fine.
Okay.
Double barrel, man.
Drilling 4 holes would be crazy.
Oh, yeah, we ain't doing that.
Oh yeah, you know we went from the bigger skid loaders down to this stuff, and this stuff just lets us get in the yard without doing all the damage. You know, like now when we're done, we pick up the plywood, you guys will mow the lawn, it barely goes over here. For a skid loader, we leave all kinds of indents and impressions in the mud. So we have the bigger equipment too, but it just doesn't fit these backyards well. So now. Yep. Then there's going to be a thin fabric on top. This will keep all the clay and the soils out of the rock. That way everything still stays self-contained. Barely be able to tell we were here besides some of the grass that was muddy when we cut it up. And, a few good rains will take care of that. Yeah, he's drilling the hose in the basin right now, so we can tap him when we start laying.
We're back in Coldwater, Michigan, where Chris Arnold and Matt Short are working tirelessly. It looks like a battlefield. These guys have been working so hard to clear this iron oak from the drain tiles of this farm field so they can drain out all that standing water. You can see the iron oak washing down this creek from the areas that they've already cleared.
Since it's so close.
Okay, so we expose the drain tile. Chris is asking Matt, what do you got? It's not blowing up, so that means the blockage is upstream. So as they methodically continue to look for this blockage and work through the farm field, after attempting to jet it out, they ended up, I believe, hitting a T. So to know where to dig up next, they went ahead and ran their version of a wire tracker. I was impressed. I got to get one of these for my guys. There's 450 feet here, and they got a utility type looking, it like a utility finder is what I thought it looked like, that Chris Arnold's swinging while Matt Short is watching, feeding the line in. They're trying to find this T. The jet ran right up and stopped, and they knew it was probably at a T since they have the GPS coordinates. They know they're close. There's Chris. He marks it, and then they actually took this wire tracker, and every bit that came out of that tile, they strung tight as basically a measure twice, cut once kind of thing. I was impressed. So Chris Arnold jumps back in the excavator. Matt Short, he's down in the trench, spotting for him. They're trying to expose the tile.
Actually, it's pulled apart. Is it pulled apart, or is that just a piece of it? Or is that where we had a riser at one point? No cap in it. Just a piece. Come off for T. Your T's right here. Yeah, let me get it off for you.
Boy's been swinging that thing for a while, you can tell. Pretty good in it.
About 8 years. Military trained me to do it.
Really?
Yeah. Civil engineer. Back in the 90s.
Still going up there, huh?
Yep. Don't make any sense.
Well, it's nice because now we got that one open.
So right now it's grinding up.
Yep. Pulling it back.
Oh, I see. Thank you. I guess the good news is there's not a lot of orange in there. That would be
Not this section because we, like I said, we shot it already. Damn it.
All right, so here we are back excavating, and we know we're close. We know we're really close because we had a pipe blowing up, which means the water's there, everything's flowing freely, and then on the other side, we have a pipe that's not blowing up water. So we know that the blockage is right in between. We've narrowed it down. Chris and Matt are right on top of it.
See it coming?
wow. That is crazy. It's like a paste, huh?
Yeah, it's like jelly.
Enough to basically cause that water to stand in the field.
You're gonna get a bunch of it here in a minute.
Yeah, we're gonna. If you want to go look in this access hole right here, look down inside there.
All right.
You'll see a bunch down in the bottom of it.
Yeah.
It's a mess.
Yep. Unbelievable. Man, that's a concentration right there of that shit. Man, that is nasty. Yeah, I was full of it. Damn. What's that?
Tomato soup.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Man, that was. Oh, do your job, Matt. Don't worry about me. I dice and splice it together, you know? You don't realize how much, how fast the jet actually goes up in the tile until you have to roll it all up.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, damn. That stuff moves quick through there.
Yeah, it pulls the stuff
Man, that's amazing.
What scares the hell out of me is I'm seeing this more and more in yard drains. It's something that we have to prepare ourselves for. We have to start building our yard drainage systems to where we can access them, run a jet router through them, and do basically what you've seen Chris Arnold and Matt Short do here. Look at that tomato soup. Already the water's going down. It's amazing. I couldn't believe how fast the water was starting to drop. They're draining the field. This was the last blockage. Let's go take a look and see how Scott and the guys are doing. So back to Scott and the boys. They're over here running 2 double barrel systems. This is gonna crank. This yard's seen a lot of water, and this high octane is gonna move it. This royal blue is the baddest pipe we've ever used. I can't wait to share with you some tests and show you some of our systems working live. As bad as this system's going to be, the thing that I'm most concerned with is the iron Ochre, because we've seen it in this subdivision and we're going to prepare ourselves for it.
Is that strong enough for you just to walk on, the Boffman tile? That's some really strong pipe. Hey Francisco, show everybody how strong it is. Just walk on it. Yep. You guys do it all the time. Don't be shy just because the camera's going. Let's show them how strong it is. Look at even Scott, he's 245 buff, I'm 220 fat, and we still can walk across it. It just gets stronger when it's packed in stone too. Can't do that with ADS pipe, it just collapses. It's garbage. But that's a heavy wall, that's a heavy duty pipe, no nonsense. Hooking up the double barrels, I love it. Relocating an existing pop-up to be right over the drain, but not tied in. We don't want the shingle, gravel, or debris off the rooftop in our drains. Hey, Captain.
What's going on?
Not getting in your way, am I?
Nope. pipe?
Hey, can you stand on that pipe and walk on that pipe? It don't even deflect, man. That's wild. People always want.
Black pipe.
Yeah, nothing like that ADS.
Yep.
Stuff's garbage, man. Just garbage. What they try to sell, the DIY, it's just not right. We're changing that. We're making an industrial product, a commercial product, and heavy-duty agricultural product available to the homeowner, DIY. Heavy duty, baby. Royal blue. Over 17 square inches of inlet per linear foot. This pipe takes in water faster than any other pipe in the world. Boffman just keeps on pushing the envelope. Man, that is some pretty pipe. It's almost a shame we bury it.
All right, we're back at Coldwater, Michigan to see how Chris Arnold and Matt Short wrap this up. It's been a long day. It's been quite a fight.
Gave in on my hole.
Did it? Your hole's right there.
Just a foot or two away, yeah.
Boy, that's a high concentration of it right there.
When I held that up, that was thick and actually soupish when I held that up for you.
I'm gonna pull this back. We'll run it one more time.
Yeah, seeing what you're seeing, the high concentration.
Yeah, we're gonna have to go refill the water.
But I'm gonna pull this back because I think that's good.
Imagine day in, day out, this same battle continues. It's a plague. It's unbelievable. It's iron in the dirt with a bacteria, water, and air. That's your recipe for this. And there's no cure. This is the cancer of the drainage community. Yard drain installers, start looking for it.